Sharon, and today we're going to make a Korean traditional dish, or a more modern version, bulgogi. So we're going to have rice, we're going to have the meat, and we're going to serve it up with the vegetables. We're also going to talk about some optional vegetables that you can put inside your marinade right here. And the best part is that we're going to use pre-made marinade. First, you want to put out your meat, soak your rice, and put this in some water. This is red leaf lettuce. So I went to the Korean market and I picked up maybe, this is a 2-pounder. I picked up some bulgogi meat. It's pre-sliced, kind of like deli meat, and it's ribeye. So if you don't have a Korean market near you, what you want to look for in the supermarket is ribeye meat. And if you don't find ribeye, you can use any type of steak. The key is to have a little marbled fat in here, to have some fat marbled throughout here. But if you're watching your weight or any health concerns, you basically want to look for a lean meat, but with just a little bit of fat here. And if this is too, if it doesn't have enough fat in it, it tastes really tough, so it just doesn't taste good. So what you want to do then is you can add some sort of fatty meat in with it, so that the fat kind of melts and it goes throughout the dish. So this is about 2 pounds, measured about 2 pounds, and this is, in addition to it, I would say just maybe almost 2.2 or something, but you don't really need to be precise with it because you're going to be adjusting the taste and adjusting the seasoning later when you cook the meat. When you put out the meat, if you're going to marinate it overnight in the fridge, and it's just frozen like this, what you can do is just put out this meat for, while you're making the marinade, just put it in the marinade and put it back in the refrigerator so that it thaws. And later you're just going to have to mix it a little bit so that it will be evenly distributed in the meat. If it's just frozen, when you get home, and if you have an hour or two before dinner, just leave it out on the counter for about an hour or two, and then mix with your marinade and the vegetables and cook right away. So for the bulgogi marinade, I'm going to show you the 3 ingredients that you should add to your pre-made mix. You have your pear. This is an Asian pear from the market. You can also use a Bosc pear that's really ripe and soft, okay? And then an onion, and then some garlic. So these 2 are going to give it its freshness and its sweetness for that clean taste. And the garlic is going to add that flavor. Here we go. I'm going to be blending all these 3. Okay. So it doesn't matter, this doesn't matter how it's going to look because it's all going to be blended. Okay. And you put an onion in there. If you have one of those really big Spanish onions, just chop it in half. For a 2-pounder. Okay, so this also, you don't have to worry about how it looks. One thing with cooking and cutting is that you want to curve in your fingers and then have it against the knife. That way you won't chop your fingers and bleed holes. There we go. Okay, so these are some of the optional ingredients that I'm going to put in our bulgogi today. Well, the reason why it's optional is that if you want to just have the meat and the rice and then a salad, you already have some vegetables. But if you want to mix this in, kids can eat it, they can enjoy it with flavor. And also, when you add the vegetables, it's going to add some sweetness, color, and it's going to make your sauce a little bit thicker. So here we go. Why, hello there, little child. Okay, so the way to cut this kalbasa squash, I'm going to show you. Cut it in half, cut it lengthwise, and then you just cut like this. Remember your, this is going to be against the knife. Okay. There. Just going to do one more. And then again, it's not really an exact science of how much you need really. It's just use your eyes and your feeling. Use maybe this much. Okay, there we go. Okay. If your kids don't like carrots, don't add too much. One piece can be thicker than the other, but at least your fingers don't get hurt. Okay, now these mushrooms, these are called shiitake mushrooms. They have a lot of vitamins and antioxidants in here. So this is it's very healthy. And you can also use, any type of mushroom that you find in your grocery store. Now the dirtiest part of this is right here. So be careful to get the dirt out of here. Sometimes what I usually do is just take this off when I'm washing it, and then I just wash it like this. You can keep it on though if, there. Sometimes this looks like the bulgogi itself because it's brown and dark, so people can be fooled. Okay. Here's one more. These are really, really, really healthy and a good way to eat food that's hard to eat. So I have some green onion here. This is a lot, but I've already broken it. When I wash it, I break it in half so that all the dirt is washed off. So I break it or cut it, and then I just wash inside. So it's already in half. Oh, this is going to be too much. So let's see. You could do it this way. So you'll feel safe knowing that your fingers are always curved in, no matter how fast you go. Now you can do it this way, or you can do it this way. There. Okay, so this one, if you're going to cook it right away, just put it in with the other vegetables. But if you're going to freeze your vegetables, freeze your dish, rather not put in this because this is a vegetable that's kind of watery, has a lot of water in it, so it doesn't really freeze well. So just leave this out if you're going to freeze freeze your bulgogi. And if you have some on hand later when you're cooking, you can just put it in later. It's going to add some aroma and some color, and it just looks good. I've chopped up my fattier meat, but of course you don't need to do this. Okay. I put in bulgogi, and now it's semi-frozen, but that's okay. Okay, and now I'm gonna wash my hands and I'm gonna put in this blended pear, onion, and garlic mix. Just gonna give you that nice homemade, fresh taste. So this is like the basic. This is the basic, the base, I guess we should call it. Then I'm gonna add the vegetables, but of course this is optional. Okay. All right. Too big. Okay. And then here we go. Next I'm gonna add soy sauce. A little bit of soy sauce. Now you may ask, why are you adding soy sauce to a already pre-made mix? Well, just I think by experimentation, just found that it just tastes a little better with more soy sauce. This. Okay, so I added the pre-made mix, the soy sauce, and I'm gonna add some pepper. I'm also gonna add, let's see, some honey, which is going to give it a little bit of a thicker sauce, and also add some sweetness. I'm gonna put some sesame oil, which is gonna add a smoothness to the meat. And then I'm going to add some sesame seeds, but I'm going to leave some for later too for garnishing. This sesame seed is going to make your meat taste smooth and also add a little bit of saltiness. Okay. And this is optional too. I'm going to add some red pepper flakes. So when you go and get red pepper flakes in the grocery store, let's say a Korean market, there's like really coarse, big red pepper flakes, and that's not the one you want. Little tiny, like sand-like red pepper flakes. Get the medium size, okay? And then add more later if you want. And then we're just going to take a glove and mix. But you can also just use your hand, and many Koreans say that if you use your hands after you wash it, a lot of the juices or things from the hand comes out into the food, and that's what makes it taste good. So main ingredient really is love. So hey, I'm going to take off my gloves and I'm cooking for my friend Kia tonight, so I'm just going to mix it with my hands. Yes, it's kind of like a folk tale, but a saying. If you mix with your hands, all the kind of, guess what, juices from your hands, things from your hands comes out, and that's what makes things good. Okay, so I'm going to try to evenly coat the meat here. And then we're going to cook it. Alright, so I have this on high heat. And you're going to make the pan really hot. And I'm going to put a little bit of vegetable oil. Not too much, because the fat from the bulgogi is going to come out, and it's going to make things hot. So just so that it doesn't initially stick, just going to make sure it's really hot. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sear it. I'm going to sear it, so don't touch, spread it out and don't touch it. And then after I sear it, I'm going to turn it to like a lower heat setting, okay? Okay, I'm going to spread out. Ouch! Okay, here we go. Listen to the sizzle. And juice. We have it on a high heat, medium-high heat right now. Now lower it. Okay, leave it for a while, like 1 or 2 minutes. And then you can cover the pot. Okay, but if you cover it, the water comes up and then goes down again, so it's going to create more water. So if you want to cook it fast, you can cook it like this, but just know that you're going to make something more watery. At the end, though, of the cooking process, you can kind of get rid of that water by putting it on medium-high heat and just letting it stay like that. Okay, so now I'm going to turn down the heat a little bit. Here, and then I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait, and then I'm gonna turn it back over to the other side. This is great in a way where you can kind of make it in batches. You can make it like, you know, get a 4-pounder, 5-pounder, and adjust as you go. And just to make your life easier, if you're, you know, really busy, or if you're really busy, you can take the uncooked portion and just put it in like Tupperware, or put it in freeze bags and put it in your freezer. Also, it's good if, you know, you just have leftovers for lunches and all of that. So let's see. So let's say that, you know, I made a bigger batch than this. Then I'm gonna taste this as I go. And let's say I need a little bit more sugar in here. Let's say you want a little sweeter. So with this, you have a little more sugar. Then I'll add a little more sugar in here. And then, or I'd like some more pepper. Then I put pepper here, and I put a little pepper here. And I can take this uncooked portion and just pack it away in my freezer, or I can cook both. I can cook it all, and then I can freeze it too. So it tastes okay. If you have a choice of adding either sugar or honey, honey is going to make your sauce a little bit thicker, and it's going to, it has a less of a sweetness, so a more gradual, you know, more gradually, you know, how sweet it's going to be. So watch out for the sugar, but the sugar, if you do it, just do it little by little, so you don't make it too sweet all of a sudden. Same thing with salt. If you're, if while you're adjusting, you want it saltier, then just little by little, just do it so that it doesn't suddenly become too salty. A quick way to fix that, if it becomes too salty, is you can have just a little more extra raw meat on the side that's not flavored at all. You just put it in and you know, and do that. If you eat it with that red leaf lettuce, with all the other seasonings and all the paste, the traditional, you know, sauce, you can't really taste that much anyway at the bulgogi, so don't worry too much about it. Now here, it's a little, you can see that it's cooked and the liquid is up. Again, you can cook it without the lid, but tonight we're trying to cook it quickly, so I'm just going to turn this over. I'll put up the heat a little bit to medium-high. Alright, so don't move the meat around too much. Just let it cook. Why do I say don't move the meat around? It's the same concept as steak. You want to sear it first and lock in the juices, and then you're free to kind of move it around a little bit. Alright, so I'm just going to let this sit for a little bit on medium-high, and then let's see where that goes. Usually I'll add a lot of pepper because I love pepper and I like a nice kick, so I'll usually just add a lot more pepper. This is just personal preference though. And then, I don't know if kids can eat really spicy stuff, but I like some red pepper flakes in mine. Okay, keep going, and then now that's the only thing left to do is to taste it and adjust it to your taste, okay? And we're just gonna let it sit until you see everything browned. Okay, so when I got this from the grocery store, it had a lot of dirt in it. So if you just wash it like, you know, like by hand, all that, it just takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of work. So I dunked it in water, and it's been in water for about like an hour or so. It doesn't matter, but for an hour or so. So now you just wash it, and the dirt should have already come off. This one is like new because I just got it from the grocery store, but if you have one in the refrigerator that's kind of old, you're going to have to just take some of the, you know, the really old ones off. Just take it off first with a knife or something, and then dunk it in the water. And then, let's see, you can just drain it in the colander. When you do this, you save a lot of time, because washing red lettuce leaf is a pain in the butt. Okay, so we're done. So what I have here in town to wrap it and eat it. All right, so I have some red leaf lettuce here. A lot of Koreans like this. This is called perla leaf. Okay, don't dump this, but just wash it. Okay, wash it. If you put it in water for a while, some black spots begin to form. So don't soak this one. Okay, this is chrysanthemum leaf, but it's optional. These are both optional. And then you have your bulgogi. Huge bulgogi, and some rice. Okay, and then let's see. I'm going to put this paste in. This is called samja, and this is specifically for this combination here. It's a mixture of red pepper paste and something called soybean paste, pinjang, with a little bit of let's see, a little bit of garlic and sesame oil. They have it all for you in one spot like this. And I'm going to use this. And a lot of times it's really different from American culture, but a sign of affection and closeness is to feed it to the person if you're next to somebody, and if they're not like a complete stranger, is just feed it to them, okay? So at first I was like, whoa, don't feed me that. It's crossing some boundaries here, I'll feed myself. But no, in the Korean culture, you know, just play along with it, and you just try to feed it to them, whether it's taste testing or at the end of the meal, you know, right before the meal, just to taste. Okay, so I'm gonna give it to Kia, my friend, okay? And you have to say, and you say, ah, okay, so here we go, ah. All right, and then, you know, they give you their feedback, okay? Like, oh, it tastes good, it needs this, it needs that. So, okay, always made with love. Bye.